Good morning, everyone. This is Jason Salzman here at Muscogee Media, and we wanted to come on live with our on our Facebook page today to let everyone know that there is legislation introduced tonight in an emergency session. We just got word of it this morning that there will be a bill to repeal a Muscogee Creek Nation MCNCA Title 49, which is Muscogee Media as we know it. And it's creating a new Chapter 11 under MCNCA Title 16 entitled Muscogee Media, and amending MCNCA Title 16 entitled Department of Commerce, entitled Public Relations, and entitled Independent Statutory Executive Agencies. Now, we have this bill, a link to this bill in Google Documents in the comments of this live video. So if you want to take a look at the bill for yourself, you can certainly do that. I actually have a copy of it here up on my screen. So basically, go through the bill. We'll sort of go from the top. And as I said, tonight, a emergency session, 6 p.m. at the council chambers there at the Mound Building here in Mulcogee. And we will also have all of this on MuscogeeMedia.com. It's on there right now, actually. So if you go on there, MuscogeeMedia.com, you want to read everything about NCA 18-180, you're more than welcome to do that. The bill tonight, 6 p.m., will be the emergency session, which they will vote. And this bill is introduced by Adam Jones III. He is our council representative from the McIntosh District. And it's sponsored by Adam Jones III, co-sponsored by Pete Beaver from the Muskogee District and James Jennings from the Mulcogee District as a committee as a whole. This is to start right away in Section 1. It is to repeal MCNCA Title 49, which is the Muscogee Media as an independent free press statutory agency at Muscogee Creek Nation. It is to repeal that bill in its entirety. Section 2 says a new law will be codified in Title 16, and that new law that they're proposing will look like this for Muscogee Media. Muscogee Media will now, if the law passes, be under the Secretary of the Nation and Commerce, who is Elijah McIntosh, and it shall consist of the newspaper, the television program, the radio program, all broadcast outlets, all social media, graphic design and printing, and the website division, as well as our support staff, administrative staff, and IT. Advertising will remain the same. It is authorized to accept commercial display advertising from communities from the tribe, businesses, tribal businesses, individuals that wish to advertise with Muscogee Media will still be able to do so. Equipment, all the equipment of Muscogee Media will be retained by Muscogee Media, but will be under the Secretary of the Nation and Commerce for inventory's sake. They can also, Muscogee Media, accept all political advertising. The thing that changes here is that the guidelines for the political advertising will now be at the discretion of the Secretary of the Nation and Commerce. It will not be the discretion of the Muscogee Media Editorial Board and Muscogee Media to set those guidelines. Equipment, as I said, will be retained. Access, it says all reporters, radio and video crews are allowed access to Tribal Complex and Muscogee Creek Nation facilities. It says that Muscogee Media shall retain the rights to previously produced media, including but not limited to written, visual, or audio creations and interviews. So all of the work that we've done will be retained by the department under the direction, of course, of the Secretary of the Nation of Commerce. This will dissolve the editorial board. There will be no editorial board for the Muscogee Media Department to basically act as the in-between from tribal government influence and Muscogee Media. If we're under the tribal government, there's no need to have a buffer between us and the tribal government as far as influence of coverage. Muscogee Media is also, as I said, this does remove Muscogee Media from the statutory independent agency list, and that includes Light Horse Administration, MNDE, One Fire Holding Company, the Office of Veterans Affairs, Creek Nation Foundation, but it does replace Muscogee Media with the Natural Resource Conservation District. Muscogee Media will now be under the Secretary of the Nation and Commerce, which will include Muscogee Media, as well as the Muscogee Loan Fund, Planning and Grants and Governance, Contracting Employment Support Office, Public Relations, and Tourism and Recreation will all be under the Secretary of the Nation and Commerce as we look at it there. We are also, as I said, updating as soon as we get everything. We've talked or reached out to individuals. We haven't heard any word yet from Principal Chief Floyd. He did get back with us, say he was in a meeting. He would get back with us after he was free on the matter. I believe we've reached out to the gentlemen that were involved with the bill, all of the council representatives that were involved in not only introducing the bill but co-sponsoring. That would be Adam Jones, James Jennings, Pete Beaver. I don't believe as of press time we've heard any word from them on any kind of clarification, anything like that. So for what we have right now, the bill is all we have to go on is what this says, and this bill is in the comments section in Google Documents. You can read it yourself, look through it. It's pretty cut and dry. As I said, there's the three major points is the Muscogee Media, creation of the Muscogee Media Free Press Bill back in November 2015, which made national headlines. Muscogee Creek Nation became the fourth independent tribal press in the nation. We won awards, all kinds of things, from the Oklahoma Society of Professional Journalists to the Native American Journalists Association at a national conference. So that was a big bill. That bill being repealed now, or up for repeal, at tonight's emergency session. So that's where we're at there. And as I said, the main things is the bill repealed in its entirety, placing Muscogee Media under the Secretary of the Nation and Commerce, removing it from the list of independent statutory agencies, and that's really the highlights of the bill as we see it going to be introduced tonight. So if anybody out there, if you're a citizen and you would like to go to the Muscogee Creek Nation's meeting tonight, the emergency session there at the council headquarters, as I said, is at the Mound in Okmulgee. And if you have either support or resistance to this bill that's being put forth, I would encourage you all to attend this council meeting, talk to your counselors in your district, let them know one way or another how you feel about this bill that's being introduced. Because it will be voted on tonight, and everybody out there, we just had an election, so I know everybody out there is in, still in the cycle of getting out there and spreading the word on social media, things like that. Certainly, this is a time to be democratic in the Muscogee Creek Nation and be involved and be able to have something heard, because this is a very important bill. I think that it going forward, as you said, anytime you take a historic bill that was passed in November of 2015, and now it's up for repeal, you take a look at that and go, that's going to be very polarizing. A lot of people on one side or another. So encourage everybody out there, as much as they would like to share, talk amongst citizens that get involved in their government, want to talk to their council members, everything like that. It's something that I think this calls for it. And I think that it's good to see people at council meetings anyway, and citizens there. And so, the things that we look at that surround this as well, we just had basically the repeal of the Ethics Commission bill too. So something similar there that's taking place. And also, as I said, we just came off an election, but this next year will be Muscogee Creek Nation elections, dealing with national council seats up and dealing with the election of a principal chief. So this is a very, I would say, a political time, a time that we're looking at things and we have to look at them politically, or if there is any political motivation. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the information as I have it, as we have it here at Mvskoke Media, and you have it now. And in the comments of this live video is the Google Documents and the document of the bill itself. So I encourage you, please don't jump to any conclusions. Read the bill for yourself. Be informed. Make your own decisions, and have your own feelings about this bill. And if they move you, as I said, to share and drum up support for either side, whatever side you're on, or to go to the council meeting tonight and express whatever side you are on of this bill, then please do so. And we want to just remind you that we will have updates as they're made available to us. We may hear from the principal chief. We may hear from the gentlemen that have introduced and sponsored the bill. And if we do, you can rest assured that you will be the first to hear from us about hearing from any of those parties as it relates to this issue. So stay with us here on MuskogeeMedia.com today. Stay with us on the Muscogee Media Facebook, and we'll have everything as it relates to NCA 18-180 and tonight's emergency session at the council chambers at 6 p.m. Thank you.